Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. I want to eat that buff chick. I want to eat that buff chick Sal. Buff chick Sal. BCS. Buff chick Sal. What's going on, everybody? Today's episode, we found a couple articles, couple snippets on the web. The internet never fails. We're going to talk about them, spark some conversation. Come up next on the Burndown. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Burndown. I'm your co-host, Justin, a.k.a. the Dapper Cigar, a.k.a. the Jaimin Missile.
9, Jaimin Missile, 9.
A.k.a.
Justin Isaac?
I don't know. JD? Who knows? Gentleman sitting next to me is Eric, a.k.a. Brother Cigar, a.k.a. Slick Rick, a.k.a. Easy E, a.k.a. your mother's favorite DJ, a.k.a. Scarface, a.k.a. Although you're Scarface, what are you, Scarface righty? I'm Scarface lefty? I don't really know.
Yeah, well, Justin now has a scar on his face.
We'll call you left eye, call you right eye, me left eye, I guess. Who fucking knows? Scarface, thing 1 and thing 2.
I'm into it.
Who fucking knows?
I'm into it.
If you're new to this channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell. Be notified every single time we drop a new video. If you're listening, whatever podcast platform, drop a comment, drop a like, drop a 5-star, drop a subscribe, whatever it is. Check out the website, burndownpodcast.com. Become a member, $5 a month. And check out our merch and accessories. It's on the website. We got cutters, lighters, ashtrays, travel cases, t-shirts, hats. You name it, we got it.
Come on now.
Check it out. It's on the website. Just if you like anything, scroll down. You can send us an email right from the website. We don't have it for sale on the website because of tax. But you send us an email, we'll get it shipped out to you. No problemo.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's get into it. We got a couple articles.
Yeah, let's go.
There was one in particular that I'm just going to start off because I think this might lead us down a hole. Okay, you know what I'm saying? So, this was from our good old Valuetainment, PBD.
We love Valuetainment. Shout out to Patrick Bet David. Big fan.
Need to get him on the show. This one says,
cigar smoker.
Overweight, drugs, and mental health is why 77% of young Americans, that's over 3/4 of young Americans, don't qualify for the military.
Now, how does that work? What does that mean? How do they figure that out?
Okay, so in the caption, this is what it says. 77% of young adults in the U.S. are not eligible for the service without a waiver due to 3 primary issues: overweight, drug use, and mental problems. The Pentagon's data exhibits a 6% increase from prior 2017 Department of Defense research, which stated ineligibility of 71%. So they're saying when considering youth disqualified for one reason alone, the most prevalent disqualification rates are overweight, 11%, drug and alcohol abuse is 8%, and medical or physical health is 7%, the study read. So that's when you go break them down. Yeah. But this is ages 17 to 24. Accounting for 44%, most youth were disqualified for a combination of several reasons. 4% were eliminated for mental health, while conduct, aptitude, and being a minor accounted for 1% each. So what I'm getting from this is that a large majority of young Americans that are trying to get into the military are not qualifying because they're either overweight, they use drugs and alcohol, or they have bad mental health.
Yeah, but like what I mean, we don't have to give any information, but what actually qualifies them for drug and alcohol abuse? Like, what does that really mean? Like, I don't know how to form, I guess. I mean, I guess they ask you like how many drinks do you have a day on average? And then, I mean, technically if you have, 1 to 2 drinks a day, it's considered alcohol abuse if you're drinking every day. Is it? If you use drugs regularly, so if you smoke weed or use any drugs. But yeah, that makes another sense. One is the large majority is being overweight. Surprise, surprise. Right? And this is another reason why I believe they had to lessen the physical qualifications to get into the military because people couldn't do pull-ups anymore. So they said, oh, no, you can dead hang. Or you couldn't do push-ups anymore. Instead of doing 20, you can do 10. Come on. I mean, what is this? But what is it saying? You're just lowering the standards. Right, and that's what I was getting at, is what are you doing when you are lowering the standards because people can't perform to the standard?
right? So I think of it like this. Let's say you got, instead of trying to build people up to meet a higher expectation, you're just lowering the bar so that you can pass them.
Then, it goes back to like when they say like defunding the police and shit like that. It's like when you start talking about that, people don't want to start risking their life to be a police officer. So what's going to happen? You start lowering the qualities of accepting people who will take police positions, and they're just lower quality people because now it's not that hard to get into the police force, or at least
like that. No, but you're right. It's because it should be hard, like especially in the military. And it should be you should have to have physical strength, right? If you're going to go to war, God forbid something happens and you need to drag somebody off of a battlefield, but you can't even pull yourself up on a pull-up bar and you can't do one push-up.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think you're going to drag a 200-pound man off the battlefield?
That's it. Let me see here.
Or if you can't run a mile, and you got to carry all this freaking weight around. You got to carry 50, 75, 100 pounds of gear, but you can't even run a mile yourself without any gear on, just shorts and sneakers.
Like it's like there's so much stuff going on in the world that makes you really scratch your head. And like, how are people in power in elite positions saying, yeah, okay, that makes sense?
And are they guarantee other countries aren't doing this?
No.
Look at the military in other countries. They are all yoked.
Come on, son. This is the obesity in America right now. So let's see here. This one is healthline.com. So it's estimated that a little over 42% of American adults have obesity, while about 30.7% are overweight.
What does it say? How many have obesity?
It is estimated a little over 42% of American adults have obesity, while about 30.7% are overweight. Overall, more than 2/3 of American adults in the United States are overweight or have obesity. Adults between ages 40 and 59 are more likely to have obesity. This other article from...
So they're saying over 70% of Americans are either overweight or obese.
Yeah, and I've always said like half of America is overweight.
That is ridiculous.
And that's why 77%, that's high. This is from singlecare.com. Nearly 40% of American adults aged 20 and over are obese. 71.6% of adults aged 20 and over are overweight. So overweight is like, okay, you're not obese, but you're not at the ideal weight.
You're not at the ideal weight.
Obesity is like, damn, you're fucking fat.
Damn. Yeah, but this is the problem with America. Is it's like we're going in the wrong direction because we're just saying, it's okay to be overweight. Like, it's okay to be... No, it's not.
It's not okay.
I'm sorry. It's not okay to be unhealthy. You're glorifying being unhealthy.
You want to know what the least obese state is in America?
Let me take a guess. Least obese state in America. I don't know. It's probably going to be one of like the north central states.
Colorado, 23% of the state population is obese.
1 out of 4 people. What's the highest?
Mississippi, 39.5.
I don't.
And it's not overweight. No. Obese is like
obese.
You're big.
Yeah.
Overweight's like the ideal weight is you're supposed to be 200 pounds at age 30 at 6'2", but you're actually 220.
I think they do it by like the BMI, your body mass index or something like that, right? Because obviously if you can't just say, all right, you're 25 years old, you should be 200 pounds. It'd be like, all right, you're 6'6", you should probably not be 140 pounds. You should probably be 230 at 6'6", right? I've noticed that, and that's been a problem for a while. Obesity in America. It's the same reason why, all the advertisements you see is McDonald's and Burger King and
well, you want to talk about
Taco Bell and everything's, go to McDonald's and get a burger for $1, but
quick, easy fix. This is why are so many people overweight. The fundamental cause of obesity and overweight is an energy imbalance between calories consumed and calories expended. Globally, there has been an increased intake of energy-dense foods that are higher in fat and sugars.
Yeah, we push sugar.
Want to know the least?
Look at all of the stuff that is pushed on commercials nowadays. They used to have commercials for exercising, right? Where kids get out and exercise, right? But what's the first thing when you have a problem and you go to the doctor? First thing they do is they try to pump you full of shit. Instead of saying, no, the reason why your feet hurt is because you're 400 pounds at 5'6". That's why your feet hurt, right? The reason why you're swelling is because you don't drink enough freaking water. Don't take a water pill or don't take a blood thinner because you have high blood pressure. It's called get on a fucking treadmill, go for a walk, and eat a damn salad.
What do you mean? When you go to the doctor, they pump you full of stuff? What does that
No, when you go to the first thing they try to do is give you medication.
Oh, okay.
Right, because it's big pharma and they want to sell you medication.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to prescribe you with this because you're depressed. No, you're probably depressed because you sit inside all fucking day. Right? You're probably depressed because you're overweight and you eat garbage. You've done this. I mean, you're a healthy individual. You know when you eat healthy for a while?
Yeah.
And then you slack off and you eat garbage for like 3 days?
And you're like,
what does your mood go to?
Sluggish.
You feel sluggish and shitty. You're like, oh, I fucking wish I didn't. But when you eat healthy and you exercise, you feel great.
Let's see here. This is, why is Japan's obesity rate so low? I don't know why. Japan's success in avoiding the obesity problem faced by the most of the Western world is down to 3 main factors: an appreciation of good food from cradle to grave, a lifestyle that encourages incidental exercise, and a large dollop of partner
Daisy?
A large dollop of little dollop of sour cream. No, a large dollop of partner. I don't even know how you say that word. Partner. Now can't even fucking say that. It's a tongue twister.
Oh, paternalism.
Oh, fucking paternalism. What is that?
Yeah, they're saying that their parents, they have strict parents.
Well, okay. Well, there you go. That's definitely.
Well, Japanese people tend to be very strict and respectful and disciplined. It's just part of the culture. Whereas over here,
I couldn't even say that word. What is that word?
Paternalism.
Paternalism. I'm like partner.
But yeah, I think it's just. It's a shame that we glorify being unhealthy.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? It's glorify. It's okay to be overweight. It's okay. It's on the inside that counts. Yes, I understand what you're saying, but that's just something that lazy people will tell you so that you don't have to exercise.
I mean, it's what do you want to say? Yeah, it's easier just to be told, oh, you're big because of this, and just feel bad for yourself. It's hard to work out. It's hard to be disciplined. It's hard to be in a routine.
Which is why it's worth it.
Well, yeah, 100%.
Right? If it was easy, everybody'd be doing it. But it's hard work to stay in shape, which is why you live longer and you get the benefits of putting in hard work.
No doubt. Look at my boy Ray Cashcare, 51, push-up king.
Right? You look better, you feel better, your mental health is better, you live longer, you have less risk for heart disease, heart failure, all these things.
Could smoke more cigars when you're more healthier.
But it's harder to accomplish all of that, which is why the results come. The results aren't just, you're not just awarded it for being lazy. You don't just get to have a great body, live longer, and have less risk for health issues by being lazy.
No doubt.
You reap what you sow. If you put in the work, then you get the benefits of everything. If you don't put in the work, you become a lazy piece of shit.
Yeah, and I do see a little bit of, if you want to buy healthier foods, it is more expensive. I get that, but
not really though.
I would say it is a little more expensive to eat healthier, but there's still other alternatives. If you can't afford to buy all the fancy healthy food, you can still exercise. You can still reduce your portions. You don't have to eat like a gavone every single time.
Right. And I would say that it depends, because if you go to the store, right, eating healthy, let's say you eat 3 meals a day, you can have, if it's just you, all right, you get a carton of eggs for what, $5-6? Carton of eggs.
Unfortunately, yeah.
So let's say you get a carton of eggs and a bushel of bananas. That's breakfast for the week. It'll cost you $7. It's $1 a day for breakfast for the week.
Well, that's the thing. And
that's what I'm saying.
People don't expand like thinking like that. They don't like break it down like that. All right, how much? Instead of buying, like, just for example, instead of buying a sandwich for $15 every day, right? You work 5 days a week. What is that? That's
$75.
$75 a week. Or you could buy $20 worth of cold cuts,
That's why I'm saying it's cheaper to eat healthier.
You can spend $80 for the month eating cold cuts all week, or would you say $75? What's that?
$75 for
that's $300 a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I go.
McFly.
But it goes back to people being lazy.
Yeah.
They don't want to cook it. They don't want to wake up every day and make your
Bro,
eggs.
I still eat peanut butter and jellies for lunch.
Do you really?
I still eat peanut butter. It's just, I love peanut butter and jelly, and if I am on a time constraint, it's easy to make, and I got lunch for tomorrow. It saves me $10.
I remember eating boring as shit, but it was healthy. I would eat the same breakfast every single day. I would make a shake, be 2 scoops of protein, banana, milk, or use almond milk and
dude, it's so easy.
And peanut butter. Breakfast every day. Lunch was same shit every single day. It's like chicken and rice and broccoli. Boring as fuck, but it was healthy. Dinner every single day. Ground beef and rice. Boring as shit with a little bit of Frank's Red Hot or Crystal Light.
Dude, I love eating
Crystal Hot,
ground
so it's not
chicken
Crystal
or
Light,
ground
but
beef with rice. I can eat that every day.
that's what I'm saying, and it's boring. And it used to cost me. Now it'll probably cost $75 a week because the inflation goes up. But it's like $50 a week, and I was eating like 4 meals a day.
Yeah, it's great.
5 meals a day. It was 50, and then they go, oh well, it's so expensive to eat healthy. No, it's not. It just requires a little bit of effort.
Yeah, just like anything else in this world, just do a little research and figure it out. Man, we went from military to fucking obesity and weight loss.
That's why I knew it was gonna be a good article. So I was like,
But like, yeah, I get it. Like, especially
just put in the work and you can have the results.
to go back to the military thing, but with the mental, I feel like, 20, 30 years ago, not always people had mental issues. They were just, young people. I'm not talking about older people, but like the generation coming up, like Gen Z, they're the highest in like gender dysphoria or whatever you want to call
the
it.
Fuck does that even mean?
Exactly. But it's like,
what is gender dysphoria? Is that like I'm not sure if I'm a man or a woman?
gender dysphoria.
Right,
I was listening to a Joe Rogan.
Google it because I don't know.
I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast, and this lady was talking about it. It's like
a sense of unease that a person may have,
like
because of a mismatch between. Oh, it's a sense of unease that a person may have because of a mismatch between their biological sex and so they're not sure if they're a man or a woman.
Like what she was saying was like young boy, like majority, like the whatever test she took, she was like young boys. A majority of them like at age 2. Now I'm not saying
age 2.
No, this is what I'm trying to say. Like little baby boys, they would be like, "Oh, I want to play with the girls. I want to play with the girl toys." But then, like by age 5, they grow out of it and they go back to being a boy. And it's just like a part of processing. Like
now at 2, they're like, "Oh, he wants to play with the girl toys. That's it. He's a girl."
And that goes back by the parents. Like the parents are like, "Oh, well, he likes playing toys and he must want girl clothes, so let's make him a girl." And it's like, no, it's just a growing phase.
A lot of times they want to play with those because they're kind of like
I have a
they just want to play because they don't want to be excluded from whatever's going on. So she's playing with. I want to play with that too.
I have a friend that's a girl, and her and her parents would always make a joke how when she was growing up, she wanted to have a penis. She was like, ha, and she's a good-looking girl. She's like, when I was a kid, I always said, I wanted a penis. That was back in the fucking 90s. And what did her parents do? Oh, you're just being silly. Silly girl. Today, it's like, oh, we got to get him a surgery.
We got to get that girl penis.
We got to get the girl penis. So I think it has to do with the parents today and also just not letting kids grow up. And that's the whole thing about this whole mental illness thing. I feel like, younger generation, they don't really have mental illness. Some do, obviously, but it's also like a part of growing up. Like you grow up confused, what you want to do with your life, your family issues, what you feel internally, going through fucking puberty. It's all fucking confusing being a young kid. So just let it play out.
I think another example of this is like when you see all these kids, they'll be younger kids, and it's both boys and girls. Boys a little bit more because boys tend to be a little bit hyper. But you see them, they're bouncing off all the walls, and they go, I don't understand. They're just so hyper all the time. And they go, okay, well, and they say, oh, he might have ADHD. Might need to put him on medication. I said, no. He's hyper all the time. 1, because he's a young boy and he's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And 2, what are you feeding him? You feed him fucking sugar for breakfast, sugar for a snack, sugar for lunch. Yeah, he's going to be wired all the time. Said now... You say, oh, well, kids are young, we can just put whatever. No. You have to instill these habits because if you pump them full of sugar, then all they're going to want for the rest of their life is sugar. You might give them a risk of getting diabetes because they're just so used to sugar and they can't process it the same way. And on top of that, you're pumping a young kid that's full of energy already, that just wants to go, with something that is going to pick them up and give them energy to go. And no wonder they're hyper. And then they say, oh, and then he crashes, so he's got really high mood swings. He's going high to low. I said, yeah, because you're pumping him full of sugar. He's going really high, and then the sugar's wearing off. He's crashing, and then you give him more sugar again because he's hungry, and he goes back. I go, no, a kid doesn't need to be pumped full of just let the kid be a kid.
And now, like, I want to know the statistic of where, like, the parents, like, our age today, right? What? How do I want to say this? Why are parents our age now today so soft? Like, I wasn't raised soft.
Why are parents our age? Oh, so you're saying that when we were younger, our parents were more disciplined and strict and tough on us, as opposed to the parents that are now being soft on their kids.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, what happened? Why did we turn into a soft generation?
Why is our generation of us being parents, we're not parents yet, but why are the people our age who have kids why are they soft, first of all, and why are you making your kids so soft and, like, not letting you go through the process of life? Why are you trying to...
Yeah, you're raising a bunch of wussies.
Yeah, like, I don't know, it's weird.
There was another thing I listened to, I think it was the guy from Shark Tank. What's his name? Mr. Wonderful?
Yeah.
I forgot his name. You know the guy I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know his name. Hold on. Mr. Wonderful. Yes. What's his fucking name? Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary. I believe it was Kevin O'Leary. I saw...
I think I know what you're going to say, so I'll say
where he was talking about the participation stuff. Where he said, kid comes in 25th place, we give him a trophy. He goes, no, I'm not giving you a trophy in 25th place. We're going to ask you, why the fuck did you come in 25th place?
Yeah.
And what do we need to do so that you don't come in 25th place again?
That could have been the start of it.
He goes, people are... They don't know how to fail anymore. He said that he learned so much more from failure than from success.
No doubt.
He said, so when kids are just getting trophies for anything, just to participate, you don't teach them the lessons that they need to learn from failing. And then when they finally succeed, they will appreciate it that much more because they know how hard it took to get to that level.
I'll never forget. I mean, this is going back way back when I was like in Little League basketball. But I remember, like, 5th or 6th grade, I made the All-Star team. It was like a, Little League All-Star team. I remember getting a trophy. Had, like, the shoe, and it was like a bronze trophy. It had a shoe and a basketball. And I remember being, like, 5th grade. I'm like, damn, I made the All-Star team. That's pretty sick. Mm-hmm. And then next year I didn't. I was pissed. But I didn't feel like, I was like, all right, in my head, I was like, all right, well, I didn't do good enough this year to make the All-Star team. But, like, I wasn't like...
Right, and then next year, like, I need to do better.
Well, after that, I didn't really play basketball. I focused on football. But I remember being like... I wasn't like, I need to get... Where's the trophy?
Yeah.
I need to get a trophy. I was just like, all right, I wasn't good enough this year. That sucks. On to the next thing. I wasn't like a... I was always raised like, we never complained. And when I did complain to my parents, they're like, why are you complaining?
Yeah, you just figure out a way to...
I would always complain about math. You're an engineer, right? Always complain about math. Hated math. I would be like, I can't stand math. I don't want to do it. This is stupid. I'm never going to learn it. And my dad was just like, take a chill pill. It makes you a well-rounded person. Just learn it, and you'll feel better. And I'm like... And I've always... Anytime I always feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I learning this? I'm always like, makes me a more well-rounded person. And
and it might... And that's
it might not.
No, and that's another thing, too, is I remember you had talked about it on the podcast where math wasn't your strong suit, and there was one thing that you were trying to work on, and it took you, tried it again, then you tried it, and you tried it again, and again, and again, and you finally got it, and you're like, oh, now I get it. Yeah. And you were saying, listen, some people pick it up like that, and for me, it took me 10, 15 tries to get it, but I got it, and then I was great at it.
Yeah.
Like, so some people, their brain works differently. Like, for me, math is easy to me. But when it comes to, like, history and other things, I wasn't a good history guy. In social, I wasn't good like that. I understood the math thing. So for me, history took a little bit more of just read it over, read it over, read it again, read it again, read it again. And then I got it. Versus math, I was like, no, I got it. So certain topics, people's brain works differently than others. So certain areas will come natural to some and not to others, but those others, certain things will come natural to them and not to this person.
Mm-hmm.
And all just and like you said, you don't complain, just figure it out. It makes me a well-rounded person. I'm gonna get it eventually.
It's not like, you don't like throw up your hands and say, I can't do it. And throw like a little hissy fit.
Yeah,
Like
spoken like a loser.
When I was in
Loser.
L7 weenie. But I was referring to
L7. I never understood that. What is? Because it's an L7 weenie.
But I think it goes because I think you're.
It was a W.
Yeah.
So he's like an L7 weenie.
Yeah, I think that's how it goes.
But he doesn't do the weenie in the movie. He just goes L7 weenie. I'm like, where's the W, bro?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to turn it around.
But yeah, when I was in college, a lot of I was a marketing degree, but a lot of it was like accounting 101, finance 101, and I was like, shit, this is gonna suck. And I had like a little scholarship, so I was like, well, I need to maintain a 3.0 average, or I'm gonna lose it. So
figured it out.
But it goes back to my dad.
What did we say? FitFo? Figure it the fuck out.
But it goes back to my dad, because my dad, as anyone listens and watches, my dad. But anyone who knows, my dad and Justin work together, and my dad always says, I wasn't a smart guy. He's an electrical engineer. He's like, I just tried a lot harder than everyone else. He would go to class, and he always tells a story that he would study for 11 hours, and that's back in the day when calling after 11 o'clock was cheaper. He's like, I would come home, study all day, and then call your mother at 11 o'clock or 11:01 because it was 50% cheaper.
It was cheaper.
He's like, but I just studied. I just put my face in a book and figured it out. So I guess he saw my other brothers are good in math and science or engineers, but he was like, if you just continue to do it repetitively and figure it out and figure it out and figure it out, fail, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling so satisfied that I figured out the math equation.
Right?
I was like, holy shit, that's all it takes? That's so easy. Why did it take so long? But, yeah.
But if you would have given up, you would have never gotten that satisfaction.
100%.
Yeah, I remember when I was playing basketball growing up, I was on a travel team, an AAU team that you had to pay for, right? But I remember my coach, the first day of practice, he invited all the parents. And he had all the parents there. And he told them, listen, yes, you are paying for your child to be on this team. Said you are paying for the tournaments. You're paying for us to go there, for the lodging, all that stuff. He goes, however, don't be, what did he say? Don't what's the word? He said, don't be confused or don't misinterpret you're paying to be on this team that you're paying for playing time. He goes, those who work the hardest in practice are going to be the ones that play. He says, those that are performing the best that are going to be the ones that play. Mm-hmm. He says, just because you pay to be on this team doesn't mean you're guaranteed playing time. If you pay for the $1,000 it was to be on the team back then, which a lot for a travel team, just because you pay that to be on the team, if your kid doesn't shows up late to practice or doesn't put in 100% effort to practice, he will not play. Mm-hmm. I don't care. And you coming up to me and complaining that I'm paying for him and he deserves to be on the floor in front of the college, I don't want to hear it. He said, because the ones who work the hardest in practice will get playing time. And all the parents were like, yep, 100%.
Makes sense.
And we had a problem the rest of the season.
That's how every
Because if the kid wasn't playing, the parent would go to the kid and say, hey, what's going on? It's like, I was late to practice, whatever. If the kid was working 100% and wasn't getting playing time, then there's a different story. But it's usually, or maybe the kid's having a bad day, right? And the sixth man on the bench is playing phenomenal. Guess what? That sixth man's going to stay in at the end of the game. I remember one on that AAU team, there was one game where the first half I was playing terribly, absolutely, and I just was not playing myself, and I got frustrated. Really frustrated. I was in my head. I was super frustrated, super pissed off. Coach Colt subbed me out, and he's like, what's going on, man? I was like, I don't know, I fucking suck today, ball. He goes, really? All right, you go sit at the end of the bench, and when you don't suck, you come tell me. So he sat me for the whole first half. I was in for like maybe 5, sat the whole first half. And then second half, you go to the locker room, whatever, he comes back, he goes, you ready to play? He goes, you better? You good now? I was like, I'm good, coach. Put him back, and then it was...
Yeah.
But he goes, all right, when you don't suck, you come and tell me. Let me figure it out, come back.
Today they'd be like, oh.
Same thing in college. I didn't start freshman year in college. And that's the thing is like when I was telling kids after, I graduated college, I was doing a little bit of coaching with some kids, and I would tell them, listen, high school is way different than college.
100%.
Said you might be the best player on your high school team by far, but when you show up on the college campus, you are just like everybody else. All of those players were the best person on their high school team.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they got recruited to play for the school. Now, all of the best players, so you need to bring your A game. And if you're not the best player, then you're not starting.
No doubt.
And I didn't start as a freshman.
No doubt.
I barely started as a junior. As a sophomore. And then, you put in the work, and then you earn your playing time.
Everyone just thinks now, today, you earn everything by just showing up.
Right. They're like, oh, I did in high school. Guess what? I deserve a start. No. The best person at that position is going to start.
Showing up is half the battle, my friend.
You got to put in the fucking work.
How the hell did we get there?
I don't know, but that was a good episode, man.
You like that? We still got a half a cigar left.
I know, but I think we call it.
What are we at?
30-something minutes.
Damn.
See how that one article
spin off a lot of things.
Spins off a lot of things, man.
I'm really curious to see how history plays out because...
Well, like they said, what do they say with the tough times create hard...
hard times create...
tough men.
Tough men create easy times. Yeah. Easy times...
create weak men, and weak men create tough times.
Yeah. 100%. Joe Rogan, I think said that. So true, though. So where are we at? I think we're in the moment where soft men are creating hard times.
Soft men are creating tough times?
Yeah.
Do you think we're getting into there? Yeah.
I think we're already there.
Yeah, so we are in the tough times section or no?
Yeah, I think it's definitely tough. Do you?
I don't know. We're definitely it's
definitely a confusing time.
In the soft that soft.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Because it's easy times compared to what, right? Like you can say, yeah, it's much easier time now than it was 50 years ago. Like the now easy time compared to the 50 years ago easy time,
true,
is different, right? But I think in the cyclical,
I just feel like I don't know. It's very. I feel like I see and hear more bad than actual. Like,
I think we're definitely in the soft men, tough times realm somewhere in there, creating the soft men because of all the shit that's going on. But yeah, I can see. I'm hoping that it's because it's not. It could also depend on your.
Yeah, it also I guess it goes on your beliefs, your experiences, right?
Right, because you can say like as a whole there might be soft men creating tough times, but in your life, I'm not a soft man. I'm a tough man. I'm motivated, right? So for me, I'm going to create easy times for my family. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying?
No doubt. But while you're creating hard times, you're instilling, the morals, the ethics of not being complacent. Because that's how I feel. Growing up, I didn't really have too many tough times, but I was always instilled and had characteristics of working hard. Nothing's giving to you. You have to put in the work. You have to go out there and get it. Like, don't think things are. You can't just expect things to happen. You have to do it.
Yeah, it's that. That's the level of entitlement that people have nowadays. And I think where you're saying where the tough men create easy times, I think what we have to be adamant in doing is the tough men that create easy times for their family have to make sure that they raise tough men, so that those tough men create easy times for their family.
I feel like that's me.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like
and just
that's
skip the soft men weak times.
100%.
Because you can make it easier times for your family.
Because I'll tell you
but
this.
As long as you raise them properly so that they're tough mentally, so that they can create easy times for their family.
Because, generally, you try to emulate your parents, right? If you had a nice life, you had a good life, you try to emulate what your parents gave to you.
Or try to better, be
better, or better life.
Yeah,
than
try
your parents gave you, right?
Try to give your kids a better life than you had as a kid.
Or try to give them the same.
Or
right?
the same.
So
yeah, you certainly don't want to give them worse.
no doubt. So like when my father was 31, he did a lot. He did a lot more than I did. He already had he had a house, he had a family, he bought a second house, and he had 2 kids already. Or I just bought a place. I don't have any kids. So I'm not like walking around like, oh, I'm not like my dad. I'm like, all right, well, things are way different. You have to try different things. You have to work harder to get to where you want to be. Because today I'm like, no, fuck. I want to live more. I want to be better. I want to have more things. But you have to earn it. You have to work towards it. You can't just expect it to be like that.
I say a lot to people that will come to me and say, oh, this person, my friend has a house and 2 kids now, and I'm the same age as her or him, and I don't have that. I said, listen,
everyone's different.
Stop comparing your life to somebody else's. That's the worst thing that you can do.
No doubt.
Because life doesn't come with an instruction booklet. Okay, their life is different than yours. Their path that God has for them is different than the path that God has for you. So don't compare. Said because the grass ain't always greener on the other side. The grass is green where you water it. So stop paying attention to their grass and start watering your own fucking grass.
Word up.
And build your life.
I never heard that.
Never heard
grass that? Is not always green on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That's a good one.
That is a good one.
That's going to be a great reel right there.
Yeah.
Very short.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
All right, now we can end it.
Well, no, that was a good note.
That was a good note.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is always greener where you water it, my friends.
Boom.
Let's go. If you like this video, if you like this podcast, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell on YouTube to get notified anytime we drop a new video, a new short. Become a member on our website, burndownpodcast.com. Exclusive discounts, Revive Vinyl, Kansas Clean Distillery, cigarandpipes.com. Unicorn Hunters Club and Nova Cigar. Also, 15% off our cigar, The Blueprint, flyingcigar.com. And just do it. Just support the boys here on the Burn Down. We really appreciate everything. And hope you like this video. Hope you like this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Cheers. Chin chin. Salud.